Alrighty, g'day YouTubers. So today what I'm going to do is show you what I'm doing to help build my FTP back up. I've been asked a few questions, been sent a few emails saying give us an idea on exactly how you're going to do it, and it'll also be interesting as to how long it takes me to get back there. And I've got to tell you, on as far as how long it's taken me to get back, the sessions I'm doing at the moment, because I'm on the trainer 4 or 5 days a week during the week. I have a rest day one day, and then obviously I'll be out on the road during the weekends. But it's actually getting easier when I'm sitting on that 265, 280 watts. That's relatively comfortable now. It hasn't taken long for me to actually get back into that rhythm, you know. So I don't think it's going to be too long before I can do another FTP, and I think it's going to be substantially higher. So yeah, the legs aren't fatiguing. You know when you're starting to drop out, because you can feel your legs are really starting to burn when you push the watts up a bit. But feeling good at those sort of watts, they're feeling good. But anyway, I'll show you what I'm doing on Zwift. I've become a big fan of Zwift. It's been great, and as far as the training goes, these FTP builders and that, spot on. Definitely recommend them. Well and truly worth a go. So what we'll do is I'll jump in now and I'll show you in Zwift the actual FTP builder, and I'll show you how it looks, and then I'll show you on the screen me actually doing the workout. Okay, so just quickly, this is the FTP builder that I've been doing. So if you're in shape, you can skip week 1, you can skip week 2, and then you've got week 3 is made up of 4 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4. First one is your foundation, and you can also adjust your watts. So whatever your FTP is currently, you can put it to where you like. Mine was should be at 235, but that's way under what I'm capable of. Sitting here at 165 is nothing for me, so I've whacked mine up to 300. So the foundation is you do a warm-up 8 minutes, and then you do 6 minutes at 210, then you got a cool down 1 minute at 157, 210 again 6 minutes, and you repeat that 6 times, and then you have your cool down. Okay, and then you go day 2, you've got a few more efforts. So you got a warm up again, warm up at 225, then you do an effort 3 minutes at 270, then you come back down for 4 minutes at 164, and then you do these splurts here. So you've got 10 seconds at 480 watts, come back to 220 watts, then 10 seconds again at 480, and you repeat these, and then 10 minutes at 157. So this is day 2. And then day 3 again is foundation. Again the same, repeat the same one again. Do 7, but I've upped it now to 7 minutes. Instead of 6 minutes, it's now 7 minutes at 210 watts. And then day 4, which is the one you'll see in the video that I'm doing now, is again a warm-up, 10 minutes. Again, you bump it up again to 220 watts, another 10 minutes warm-up, and then you do the efforts at 265. 250 for 6 minutes, then you have a bit of a recovery there, 160 for 2 minutes, and then you repeat those again 4 times, and then you do the bigger efforts at your 300 watts for 1 minute, then you have recovery for 3 minutes at 220 watts, and you repeat those 5 times, and you have your cool down. So now we'll jump into the video and you can have a look at it actually in play. Okay, so here we are. So this is in the effort now, as you can see on the screen. So the middle part of the thing there where you see the big numbers with the watts and stuff, that is your display. So that grey line across the top is telling you how long you've got left. You've got to sit around that 2 to 220 watts. Okay, so this is the first stage of the efforts, and then you drop to that, you move up to that 265 watts, and then you go to your recovery at 160 watts. So we'll move on to the next one, and we'll show you what that one looks like, moving up to the higher numbers. I'll just fast forwarded this a little bit, so you've got 9 seconds left, and then it will tell you, here's the green banner, tells you to get up to 265 watts. So here we go now, it says more power, pump the power up, boy. So now you've got to sit on around that 260, 270 watt mark, and you got to do that for 2 minutes. Okay, so this is the next stage of it, and this is all helping to build your strength to increase your FTP. So it's pretty good. Now the bit on the left side there of the screen that you see where it's got the little arrow, that's telling you what part of the training segment you're in. So obviously I've just started this one. Now I'm doing 2 minutes at 265, and then if you pass them, it actually puts a little gold star there on the left. You can see the gold star, so it'll put a gold star there to say that you've passed each of those segments. So we'll move on to the next one, and that will be a recovery. Here we go now, a few seconds left at this 265, and there's the banner, and it will drop you down to, oh, I've got to do 250 watts now. So I've got to sit on my 250 watts for 6 minutes, I think that is. Yeah, it's for 6 minutes. So this is the harder bit. After you've been doing 265 watts, then you've got to sit on your 250. But this was getting relatively easy for me. I was really comfortable with this on all 4 sessions of it, because there's 4 lots of this you've got to do. This was relatively easy. So here we go. So we're on 250 watts, and you can't go racing anyone when you're doing this. You've got to stay in your zone, just stay at what you're doing. So anyway, we'll fast forward again, and we'll drop down to the recovery. The next one's the recovery, not the, I thought this one was, but the next one. Right, so now we're down to 160 watts for 2 minutes. So we've got 2 minutes sitting on this, and then you've got to repeat that session for 4 more times. So you repeat all those 4 more times, and then you go on to doing the higher stuff, the 300 watt stuff. Okay, so we'll nip into that now and have a quick look at that. So we've now got a few seconds left, and we go into the 300 watts. So I'll tell you, look, get up to 310 watts. It says more power, and you've got to sit there 310 watts, or roughly thereabouts, 320, whatever, for 1 minute. So once you've done that at 1 minute, you then drop back down to a recovery. You do a recovery, I can't remember what it is now, is it 2 minutes at, or 3 minutes at 220 watts. So after this one you drop down to 220 watts for 3 minutes, and you repeat that. There's 5 of these ones, and then you have your cool down. So that is pretty much it. As you know, for me, I reckon it's a great way to train. It's much better than just sitting on the indoor trainer and doing your session and just looking at your Garmin, because you know you lose a bit of interest. This is much better to do it on. Much better setup, all the rest of it. And it makes you want to do it, you know, and it actually tells you whether you've failed any. Now you see on the side there, on the little graph there where the stars are, you'll see there's 2 stars missing, and they're on the 160 watt recoveries. The reason why I failed those ones was because I was obviously coming back to the computer to turn the on-screen capture on to record this video. So if you stop pedaling, basically it fails you on that particular effort that you're doing at that time. So that's it really. It's been good. As I say, what I'm going to do is, with for me, these sessions are each week, and you do 4 days straight with them. So that's what I've been doing. I'll do those on the indoor trainer, so I've now put most of my rides will be on the indoor trainer during the week, and then I'll use the weekend to do my normal rides, get out there on the actual roads, and then again I may jump on the mountain bike and do an evening ride, but at the minute it just suits. It's a good thing time wise for me to do this. You jump on the indoor trainer, all I've got to do is stick a set of shorts on, put my heart rate strap on, get on and go, you know. It's easy. I haven't got to get all the gear on, go out there, do it, come back. And plus as well, when you're doing specific training like this to increase your power, or for whatever it is you want to do, I've always said I think you get a much better workout on the indoor trainer than on the road, because on the road you stop start all the time, you can't get into a rhythm, whereas on this you can get into your rhythm, you know, you can get into that zone and you can sit there, and I think it's much more effective than stopping at traffic lights, slowing down round roundabouts, looking out for traffic. You know, your mind's on other things. So this way you can bang 100% into what you're doing and get stronger. Anyway, that's it. You got any questions or comments, you can stick them down below. And anyone gets onto Zwift and want to come for a ride with me sometime, just let me know. I'm up for a ride when I'm out there on Zwift, no drama. If you see me on there, you can just hook up and come along with me.